In this video, I'm going to be painting my popcorn ceiling. Now, if you're contemplating removing your popcorn ceiling and just going with a flat ceiling, I recommend you don't actually do this because it makes it much harder to remove the popcorn ceiling later. I am not going to do that because they've already painted most of the ceiling in this house, so I am just going to repaint a couple spots where it's looking a little manky. I'm not going to be too worried about the light. I am going to repaint this crawl space access area. And I'm actually not even too concerned about the walls because I'm going to repaint those and I'm actually going to redo this entire closet. So this is a pretty quick and dirty paint job on the ceiling. You will notice there is no clothes in this closet anymore and there's plastic on the floor because this does get messy when you're painting the textured ceiling. For this I'm using an 18mm roller, and you can see right on the packages that it's for semi-rough or rough surfaces. It's just a little bit thicker than what you'd typically use on your wall. I have a regular paintbrush, nothing special. Like I said, there's some plastic to protect the junky carpet. I do have a mini roller to get around some of the tight spots around the crawl space. And I'm actually using this Superhide Zero VOC paint from Benjamin Moore. It's actually quite a bit cheaper than their ceiling flat paint, and I found it does just as good of a job. Now, the big thing you want to do is paint it in one direction, let it dry, and then turn everything 90 degrees and paint it in the other direction. And the reason for that is that if the popcorn gets too wet or you overwork an area, it will have a tendency to start pulling the popcorn down and basically remove that texture from the ceiling, and then you got trouble on your hands. So you just want to do a paint job one way, dry, and paint the other way. So with the brush, I'm painting just like normal here, getting paint on it and cutting in. If you care about not getting paint on your wall at this point, then I would recommend that you put up some tape. But like I said, I'm not too concerned, as I will in fact be redoing the whole closet system and repainting the walls as well. So once I've cut into the edging with the paintbrush, I got to use the little micro roller in here. And like I said, I'm going to go one direction, trying to minimize how many times I work a specific area. Go for, 2 or 3 passes at most over one spot, and then just keep going. Now the concept is the exact same with the large roller, just 1 or 2 passes, trying not to saturate the ceiling, and then rolling it, an additional time, because that's when you could start having your popcorn or your stipple start peeling off the ceiling, and that's obviously the key thing that you want to avoid here. Now in the larger open area, you can see nice long strokes, 1 or 2 passes over each area, and then sort of skip the roller over. Again, not overworking any specific area before you let the paint dry and go at it from a different angle. Now, full disclosure here, I'm not using any primer on any of the ceiling in this house, and I've had no issues with it. All that I've used is water-based paints and with a nice flat finish to it, so nothing glossy. I have read a lot of recommendations that you could use an oil-based primer prior to using the sort of standard ceiling flat white paint. And the idea of that is that it won't allow the water-based paint to soak into your textured ceiling and then start having the popcorn or texture pull away from the drywall behind it. So it depends what it's like. The only areas that I've had a little bit of difficulties with small areas pulling away is where the popcorn was actually already damaged, maybe from a screw pop or something else, like something hit the ceiling and it was already damaged. So those are the only spots that I've ever seen it pull away a little bit. However, everybody has a different story. So I let the ceiling dry for 12 hours, and now you can see I'm attacking it from the other direction. And this is so that you hit it from both angles. Because the texturing gives it a 3-dimensional type of effect, you do need to hit it from a couple different angles to ensure that you've got a good coverage on it. Anyway, that's what it looks like when it's all done. Plenty of paint on the wall. Like I said, I'm not too concerned. I am going to repaint it, and in fact, I'm going to pull the entire closet system out and do quite a bit of work in here, but I do like to do the ceiling first. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.